Welcome to the September 2025 edition of Coffee and Kolache at the National Czech and Slovak Museum and Library in Cedar Rapids. We're so pleased to have you online today because we're going to be discussing our September and October future at the museum here that's incredible. And as my guest today to get us all excited about what's happening in September and October is Dr. Dalibor Kolache, our Vice President and Chief Operating Officer. And Dalibor, welcome.
Thank you so much.
And I know you're just beaming to start talking because September is always busy with our Brunos. But this September is extra special because we've added so many things and so many new things. So Dalibor, do you want to start? What's happening in September?
Well, that's a difficult question. It's a simple question, Cecilia, but difficult because we have so many things ready. I have to say that again and again and again. Last year, it was a great year with the presidents, with Orloj, Bureš Immigration Tower. But we work with the story. The story goes on. And that's why it's a good, I would say, opening door for me to start talking about September. So I have great news that obviously September it's the time for Brunos. So Brunos 2025 is going to be special. If you are interested, there's so much written about Brunos and available at our calendar. So probably I shouldn't be repeating, but it's always good and for practical purposes. If you are interested in our September events, don't forget to take a look at our calendar, at our website. Everything is nicely described there.
ncsml.org.
Exactly. Thank you so much. But if I want to speak about Brunos, I have to speak about our big Brunos week because everything is going to be started on Thursday, one day before Brunos. So Brunos is going to be held on the 19th, on Friday. But we're starting one day before, and it's going to be great. So don't you want to say more about what we are going to have on the 18th of September at 10 o'clock?
Absolutely. Well, that's going to be, and then I'll turn things over to you because we're starting really to have this whole weekend as a kind of a clustered event with so many activities. So once people are here, they can enjoy a lot. So on Thursday, September 18th at 10 o'clock, we want everybody to come to the Kolache building, which is in Czech Village, right in the middle of Czech Village, and we're going to have a dedication of something very, very unique. It's a Joseph Oprika painting of they call her the Red Madonna or the Lady with the Red Scarf, but once you see it, it's a beautiful painting by Oprika of a lady in a croix with a bright red scarf tied uniquely, and we are going to have that. It's a 24 by 28 foot painting that is on the Kolache wall and the outside, and the dedication will be at 10 o'clock on the 18th of September. Now, what's special about this is that 8 of the descendants of Joseph Oprika, who is from Moravia, 8 of his descendants who all live in Florida are coming. So his great niece is coming, and then some of the younger generations. So they're all coming for this dedication. And we're very lucky that one of our board members, George Drost from Chicago, has probably the largest Oprika collection in the United States and probably even the world, but I'm not sure about that, but for sure in the United States. And he's acquired 30 new paintings that he will then bring to us for an October exhibit. But for this dedication, he's bringing some just to entice people to show what this Oprika. And what's unique is that in 2018, George Drost had an exhibit here, but these are going to be all new paintings of Oprika, and everyone really has begun to love Oprika. So that's going to be on the 18th at 10 o'clock, and then we'll all come to the museum. It's going to be outside on 16th Avenue, but then you're all going to come to the museum for some of our wonderful kolache baked by our Kolache crew here at the museum. So that's going to start sort of this big event.
There's one note that I would add. I'm really happy that this Oprika thing on our NCSML Kolache building is happening also through that wonderful collaboration that we have with Schmidt, with Czech Village, because, you know, this decoration is not the only one in our area, in our Nubo area, and it's always so pleasing for me to see that the city, the district, and the community has been working together. So I'm really looking forward to that opening on the 18th, on Thursday at 10 o'clock. And also, I believe that we're going to continue in the discussions with our great donor and former board chair and really a dedicated person, George Drozd is definitely.
Yeah, and he's really brought awareness to Uprika from his first showing there, in 2018, and now again. And you're right, this is a wonderful collaboration with the city. Schmid has been, and Monica Vernon have been really great in helping us envision this and make sure that it happens. And so, and it'll be permanent, and it'll make a destination place.
What a valuable way how to start our September Brunost week, because this is really a week for the community. I have to say that the following day we're going to continue with Brunost, but we have several other items happening before Brunost. So at 1 o'clock on Friday, on the 19th, again, anybody can check that out at our website. We're going to have a nice Czech village tour with Mark Stouffer Hunter, who is a great historian and a guy who has been really poking his nose within the recent 40 plus years in that realm of history. I think that it's going to be great as usual. But then at 5 o'clock on that 19th of September, just half an hour before Brunost, we're going to have a great unveiling ceremony related to our sundial. So last year, you remember that I started talking about 2024 and our Orloj and presidential visit and so on. We continue with our Bureš Immigration Tower, which is full of phenomenal stories related to the legacy of this place, of this community here in Midwest, in Cedar Rapids, in Iowa, in the United States. So we're going to have that unveiling ceremony of our sundial. We're going to unveil that not just with the mayor and the city manager here in Cedar Rapids, but also with the presence of the Czech engineers who have been in wonderful collaboration with us and who are coming from Prague to celebrate Brunost together with us.
Well, that's really wonderful. And I just want to add to the wonderful narrative is that the clock tower is really being run out of the Czech Republic, out of Prague. And these engineers have a real close relationship. And you might say, well, I thought the Orloj is done. But remember, we have 4 sides to our Orloj. Unlike the one in Prague where there's 1 side, we have 4 sides. So when you're talking about the sundial, that's going to face 16th Street. And that's going to be a wonderful addition. It matches in terms of colors and designs that the engineers have done. It matches beautifully. So that's at 5 o'clock, right before the Brunost starts at 5:30. And there's no registration. You just come and enjoy and hear all the people as we dedicate this important addition to our clock tower. But then you said Mark Stouffer Hunter at 1 o'clock. How do people register for that?
The same thing. Again, all the information is at our website. So just visit the website, click at the calendar, and that particular paragraph concerning all the information about Mark Stouffer Hunter. Just read and follow the instructions over there. But Cecilia, you mentioned that face of the tower, or the side of the tower facing the 16th Avenue, and I'm going to be more exact speaking about the location of the sundial. So the sundial is going to be just below our beloved dog, and and I have to say that because that dog barking became so attractive and all the people love it. And at the same time, I have to say that why not to mention that in 2024 we successfully finished that renovation of the tower and the first phase of our Bureš Immigration Tower, of our Orloj project. And in this year, we continue with the second phase. And I have to say that this is going to develop. I know that the tower is not a huge building, but we still have so many nice concepts related to the sundial, related to new additions planned for this year. And also, I think that I can say that we succeeded with grants So we are going to, or we have been already preparing ourselves for that great Orloj Memorial Park, which is going to be surrounding our great Bureš Immigration Tower. To me, this is really precious. It's a fantastic way how we can, again, express the gratitude and build on the legacy concerning NCSML and the rich history is going together with this place.
Oh, I agree, and the whole history of, and focus on immigration and how, you know, we're all children of, you are an immigrant, I'm a child of an immigrant, so how important that is. And so I wanted to say, we're not done though, we're on the 19th, we're going to have the big Brunost, and take us from the Brunost to the whole weekend.
I still want to mention several things about Brunost. This year we're going to have a great country singer there. And he is going to be matched with our great Czech Plus band. So Ben Erdman, that's the name of our country singer, and I think that it's going to be fantastic. Obviously, we're going to have great auctions, live and silent auctions, and we are going to present a very special run of show of our Orloj. So there are so many new and special additions to this year's Brunost, and I know that it's going to be delightful. If, again, we want to know more, because we would spend half an hour talking about Brunost, but everything is nicely described. We will have fantastic cuisine. So our great chef from New York is coming, and just to mention the first two cuisines, pork sauerkraut and dumplings and goulash and dumplings. This is something that is always delicious, so we're going to have that in nice quantities, so it's going to be great. But to respond to your initial question, yes, after Brunost, we're going to continue also during the following day, and I have to say that we're going to have a nice traveling exhibit opening, which is coming from Slovakia. But after that, it's going to be held on the 20th at 5:30. But after that, we will have a very nice concert. So a great Czech baritone singer coming, Jiří Reiniš, is coming from Prague, accompanied with our fantastic Kate Božka. And I think that this is going to be a wonderful beginning of what we have been planning for our community, for anybody interested in culture, for the coming week. So the concert with Jiří Reiniš and Kate Božka, which is to be held on the 20th of September at 7:00 p.m., is somehow going to open the door for something so special in October. And here I would leave the floor to you, because Cecilia, it's you who contacted our great guests coming, and guests who are planning to come to see the Rapids from Prague. You contacted them, you opened the door, and I think that we're going to have fantastic concerts here. So why not to start with the 3rd of October?
Well, on the 3rd of October, thank you, Dalibor, and you're absolutely right. We are bringing to Cedar Rapids and to the whole region. You can be from Missouri, you can be from Minnesota, you can be from Illinois, you can be from Wisconsin, South Dakota, Nebraska, world-class artists from the Czech Republic. And we are so absolutely thrilled that on Friday, September 3rd, we're bringing, his name is Sportzel, and Sportzel in the blue violin. That's what they call him, Sportzel, Pavel Sportzel. Pavel is his first name. And he's bringing a band with him. And if you just look up SPORCL and doing a search, it's on our website too. He's in his 50s, and I met him as a young student in the Czech Republic. And at that time, he was considered one of the best violinists in the world. He's really outstanding. And his signature mark is a blue violin. And so he's coming with an organ player and some other musicians, and they're going to do a spectacular concert for us. First time ever in the Midwest. So that is really big that he's coming. He's going to spend the whole evening with us with his band on September 3rd, so please check it out. But this is special. I mean, people probably are not aware of him, but when you look him up and you hear him, he is amazing. And so that means that, and he wanted to come to the museum, which really I think shows that this National Museum is really attracting the kind of music that we want to, and kind of entertainment, kind of, whether it's opera or whether it's jazz or whether it's rock and roll or whether it's country and western, that we can share with the people here in the United States the kind of talent that's going on there now. I mean, we all may remember, certainly we all remember Dvorak, we all remember Smetana, we might remember Karel Gott, and we might remember Matushka. But this is currently, these are the stars that are currently big in Central Europe. So Sportzel, Pavel Sportzel will be here on the 3rd. But the big event that we're having here is I said September, it's October 3rd is Sportzel, October 3rd. It's not September, October. Then on October 25th, that's the big event. And that is the 4 tenors from Prague. And these 4 tenors are amazing. They're world class. And they performed 2 years ago at Carnegie Hall to a packed audience. And they're coming here to Cedar Rapids. We did rent the Paramount Theater. So for those tickets, you need to go to the Paramount Theater website. And it's the 4 tenors on October 25th. So for Sportzel, Pavel Sportzel on October 3rd, that will be on our website. That's going to be here at the museum. But for October 25th, which is the 4 tenors, that will be at the Paramount. They will be singing all in English, and they'll be doing Broadway tunes as well as tunes of the Beatles, which is rare from 4 tenors. But these guys are world class. They've been together for a number of years, and they perform all over Europe, and they're coming here to Cedar Rapids to the National Czech and Slovak Museum. But we did get the Paramount because we're hoping to have a big crowd.
And again, a small detail to add to all of these fantastic news you have just mentioned, Cecilia. Again, it's fantastic to see that we have been in a great collaboration with Cedar Rapids Opera, with the Paramount Theater here, which is great, and that's always to me the most important way how to be strong, to collaborate. Usually I'm talking about those joint ventures, but this is exactly something that is a guarantee that that all the efforts are going to be nicely enjoyed. And for sure, we should also mention our communication with the Czech Embassy and the Czech Consulate General in Chicago, right? Because these guys are somehow in communication, not just with us, but also with the Czech official governmental representatives. You have just come back from Chicago, right?
I spent a wonderful day at which is our consulate, because we're the Midwest, with the Czech Consul General, Jakub Češiny, and Assistant Andrej Pometla. And we really talked about, this whole issue of bringing, people here and how we can bring students. And it was really a wonderful meeting. And they want to, for example, bring more students, help us bring more students in the future. And we certainly talked about some exciting new things in our National Czech and Slovak Cooking School. You'll watch for that. That's going to be really big coming up. So I think that we're really trying to maximize. So many times people would come here from our homelands and just go to the embassies, shake hands, do a performance, and leave. But what we're trying to do now is get them to go to the National Museum or to visit Chicago and do something there, and so that we get more. They're here already, so now why not get the benefit to more people?
And many times they are not just surprised, but they appreciate so much what they can see in Cedar Rapids, because this is really a hub as far as the culture and the preservation of the heritage is concerned, and that's always perfect to see. I have to say that October is going to be big, and I really think that both Pavel Sportzel and 4 tenors are going to be a great contribution to the cultural life here in Cedar Rapids. But I'm going to tease you right now, Cecilia, because there's also something special happening at the end of September. And now I'm talking about NCSML and its representation in New York. Would you mention something about that?
Oh, well, there's going to be the gala, the Havel Gala, in New York, and they're going to honor, this is a gala held each year to remember Havel, Václav Havel, and this year the recipient of the Havel Award will be Joan Baez. So I'll be going to that. But prior to that, I'll be spending a day and a half with Slovak Pro, and that's the leading, I would say, business-oriented organization here to attract and interchange businesses with Slovakia and the United States, and they're having a conference. So I'll be going to that.
I heard some rumors that you are going to meet the presidents again, so fingers
well.
crossed, because that might be again a very important opportunity for NCSML and for Cedar Rapids.
Because President Pellegrini will be attending, and yes, I'm hoping to be with him.
And why not to mention also that Václav Havel, let's say, phenomenon, the museum has been paying for years, for decades, attention, very thorough attention to the stories under the wings of freedom and democracy. And Václav Havel, like a follower of Tomáš Garrigue Masaryk, we did have nice exhibit about Havel last year. We do have nice exhibit about Masaryk. Why not to mention all of those positive ways of the collaboration existing between NCSML and Václav Havel organizations?
Well, yes, we do, and we have a very good relationship. The Václav Havel sort of really center is in New York as part of Bohemian Hall, run by Jana Krupkova, and we do have a strong relationship there. And, one of Václav Havel's close friends was Martin Pauloš, and we work very closely with Martin Pauloš. And then I think probably the frosting on the cake will be we are going to build a Havel bench. And so we're working with the Havel organization in Prague and with Mrs. Havel, and she will be at the gala. And we're hoping to have 2 benches, one in Chicago and one here. And so maybe we can share some of the details, but that's another collaborative effort that we're going to be working on.
I'm saying that on purpose because we're just finishing with our great plans for 2026. 2026 is going to be so special in this country, commemorating the 250th anniversary. And our plans are also very, very special. So I really believe that all of these meetings and cluster events that we have been generating, producing, preparing for September and October are going to be really very important, providing us with something like stimulations for intellectually stimulating, let's say, environments for us to prepare even a better program for 2026. And this is the plan, and I know that all of these meetings, all of the discussions in September and in October are going to be great.
Well, I'm so glad you mentioned that because you gave me another thought, and that is what's happening, we'll be talking to you, but each month we change our theme, and there's something going on in November that you're kind of excited about, aren't you?
Well, there are several things, but most importantly, we have our webinar series, but on the 17th of November, we are planning to close down our Orloj season while commemorating this day, which is so special in the homelands, in the Czech and Slovak republics, the 17th of November, because this is the International Students' Day. And this reminds me, by the way, again, it has been so nice to see university students coming here in the recent months from the Czech Republic and also from the Slovak Republic. You know that several months ago we did have 2 intern students from Palacký University Olomouc. They were so, I would say, they were so great as far as their integration into the staff is concerned. They were very helpful. They learned a lot, so they gained what they came here for, which was the learning experience, but they received much more. And now we have another student volunteering with us, Klára Otová, who has been studying at a partner organization at Kolache. And again, here we are. That collaboration, close collaboration, Schmidt, Czech Village, Nubov, Kolache, the mayor, the city, Czech Heritage Foundation, and so on and so forth. This is so important, and it's always pleasing to see that one thing leads to another. So the 17th of November is going to be great. We're going to close the season, Orloj season. I believe that the weather would allow us to have some more days Orloj functioning, but officially we're getting ready for that 17th of November. But that's, a little bit more distant planning, why not to get back to September and October?
Well, I do September again. Remember Brunos, the clock tower, the tour, and then the two big signature events also coming in October. But aren't we bringing in a big group from Olomouc in November?
Oh, yeah. This is it.
This
So,
is big. This is
yeah.
big, you guys, too.
I put here my cell phone because I just need to be constantly reminding by my calendar about what's going on. So this is going to be really great. Thank you for reminding me, Cecilia, of that. Another big thing, and again, we are here, students. So there's a Ateneo, a big Palacký University choir, Palacký University Olomouc choir, and we're going to have 25 singers, choir singers here in the state of Iowa. And I have to say that NCSML has been very instrumental, very helpful to them because we're going to have at least 3 concerts. One, obviously, at NCSML here in Cedar Rapids, one in Spillville, Iowa, and one at Wartburg College in Waverly. And this is going to be happening on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of November. And once again, thank you so much for mentioning that. I think that this collaboration with Palacký University Olomouc has been very, very nice because there's always something nicely. There's always something like a nice contribution from this university, and I think that in a very short period of time, the other universities are going to follow this great example delivered by Palacký University Olomouc in the recent years.
So I'm glad we just hinted at you. So again, November is going to have, and then our Old World Christmas Market in December, we're having 2 featured singers from Slovakia. The Ivashkas are coming, Joseph and Dodo Ivashka, doing Christmas concerts. So we've got it all packed, but we want to focus now on Brunos, the 18th, 19th, and 20th of September. And then we go on to October 3rd, October 25th. Mark those, everyone, and try to invite people to go with you. Because even they may not be Czechoslovak, bring them, because that's, we're for everyone. And so anything else, Dalibor?
Well, I'm just thinking of that great, hopefully we're going to have good weather on that Friday, on the 19th of September, because again, one thing leads to another. So I know that once we're going to gather before Brunos, during Brunos, and after Brunos, we will have so many opportunities to spill the beans about all of these great events that the National Czech and Slovak Museum and Library with its staff, led by Cecilia, has been bringing to this wonderful community. And to me, that's just, it's not just a joy and entertainment, but it's also a very thoroughly pre-thought way how to keep on or how to work with all of these precious things that we have been proud of related to cultural heritage and all those ways how to preserve American, Czech, Slovak cultural heritage by the means of NCSML in this country.
That's great, and that's a great way to end it. And we want to talk to everyone who may not be Czech or Slovak, but by coming and being part of us, you learn more about your heritage. So like we always say, it's the American story, the Czech story, and the Slovak story, but we want to welcome everyone who is not, also because of the fact that we are a community, national, state, and international museum. So with that, thank you, Dalibor.
Thank you for having me, Cecilia.
It's a pleasure, and here again, coffee and Kolache, and we'll see you all next month in October, and we'll have some surprises for you there too. But again, thank you, and we'll see you at all the events in September, October, November, and December.
See you very soon.
Thank you.